Court is back in session.
I'm going by what my probation officer.
Thank you. Be seated.
Sorry, I'm not representing this.
Your Honor, if they're ready, the next one on the docket should be Jody Yawn, 21 CF 829.
All right.
We've reached an agreement in this matter, but Your Honor, first off,
All-time server.
yep. First off, Your Honor, I did want to mention that he has been at Florida State Hospital. We do not recall whether the court made an official finding him competent to.
Yeah, we did that last week.
Okay, we did?
Yeah.
All right. Just in abundance of caution, I was bringing it up again. And, Your Honor, we have reached an agreement in this matter.
All right,
so
thank
may
you.
approach.
Mr. Yawn, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give before this court is the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
This is case number 21 CF 829, State of Florida versus Jody Michael Yawn. You want to enter a no contest plea to two simple battery counts, both first-degree misdemeanors, lesser included offenses. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
Yes, sir.
You understand the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes, sir.
Anyone force you or threaten you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, sir.
Are you happy with the work Ms. Rivers done for you on
Yes,
your
sir.
case?
Very.
Court adjudicates you guilty, both counts, sentence you to credit for time served, $867 court costs, $100 cost of prosecution, $150 PD fee, all cost to collections.
And Your Honor, there is a cost of transportation to the sheriff's office. I don't believe it's on the plea form. It's $1,112.
Hospital, probably.
Huh.
The sheriff's department come pick me up.
Okay.
Or they hired a private company the first time from Martin County. Or not, yeah, Treasure Coast.
$1,112 cost of transportation to Okaloosa County Sheriff's Department?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and all that's sent to collections?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, adjudicated guilty. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Good luck. The next one on the docket is Terry Ann Zelm, 19 CF 2237. Your Honor, at this time, we're going to enter a denial and ask for it to be put, I think they said 11/2 on November 2nd docket.
All right, November 2nd. Thank you.
Talked about, okay?
Can I give you a list of names that I don't have to do the mental health thing?
So you don't have to do what? All right.
I'm not what she said.
Okay. All right. I'll be back out to see you, okay?
Okay, am I going to be put on rehab?
No, you have to. Okay.
Over here. Stand
All right.
Judge, on Ms. Heidel, she's been sent back from Florida State Hospital. I met with her last night. Judge, I concur with Florida State Hospital court finding her now competent to stand trial. You should have that already in benchmark.
All right, and I do find her competent. I read that.
In that case, Judge, we've negotiated a plea for Ms. Heidel for time served. Ms.
All right.
Heidel, you want to do that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, Ms. Heidel, when I went out to the jail with you last night, did I pull a blank plea offer form and go over your rights with you?
Yes, you did, sir.
Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and get your signature right here then, ma'am. Judge, myself, and the prosecutor have already signed it.
trying.
I know, it's hard to do with the cuffs on.
Yes, sir. There you go, sir.
Okay.
Dated.
I'll get it for
Okay.
you if that's
Thank
okay.
you.
Do you have a score sheet?
Can you comment? 1 second, Your Honor.
Judge, further negotiations with the state, she's going to allow a plea to lesser of possession of paraphernalia, first-degree misdemeanor. That's punishable by a maximum of a year in county jail and a $1,000 fine, ma'am. And with that, of course, you will not be
Are you Nancy Heidel?
Yes, sir.
Would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give before this court is true, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
And this is 22 CF 2769, State of Florida versus Nancy Heidel. Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
Yes, I did, sir.
Are you understanding the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes, sir.
You don't have to do your hand every time. Anyone force you or threaten you to enter this plea? Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today? Are you happy with the work Mr. Williams has done for you on your case?
Yes, sir.
And you're entering a plea to a misdemeanor possession of paraphernalia, you're entering a no contest plea to possession of paraphernalia, a misdemeanor. You understand that? First degree misdemeanor?
Yes, sir.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Judge you guilty. Sentence you to time served. $515 court cost, $100 cost of prosecution, $50 PD app fee, $100 PD fee, and adjudicated guilty.
Judge, those costs and fees were based on the original offer, which was a felony, so it would, Madam Clerk, just please impose the misdemeanor amounts. Is that what the state?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right. Impose the misdemeanor costs and fees.
All right, Nancy, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you.
Judge, Mr. Gibbs got a couple out of custodies.
Yeah, thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. I have two out of custodies that are under Ms. Etheridge's name. First is Barry Castleberry. Judge, this is 21 CF 1308. We have reached an agreement on this violation of probation. If I can
right.
approach.
All right. Are you Barry Castleberry Jr.? Would you raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give before this court is true, so help you God? The State of Florida versus Barry Castleberry Jr., 21 CR, should be CF, I think, but CF 1308. You want to admit that you violated probation?
Yes, sir.
Did you read and sign this sentencing agreement form? You wear the rights you're waiving by entering this admission? Anyone force you or threaten you to enter this admission?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today? Are you happy with the work Mr. Gibbs has done for you on your case? Court finds the admission freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Revoke and terminate probation. Sends you to $100 cost of prosecution, $150 PD fee, money to collections. And adjudication is withheld.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Good to go.
Let me see if I sign that.
What's it for?
This one.
Next, Judge, I have a Mr. Charles Griffin. He's number 19 on my docket under Ms. Etheridge's name. Case number is 22 CF 1914. Judge, we've also reached an agreement in Mr. Griffin's case, if I may approach.
All right. You are Charles Griffith Jr.?
Yes, sir.
Would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear testimony you give for this court is the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
This is 22 CF 1914. And did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
Yes, sir.
You aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes, sir.
Anyone force you or threaten you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, sir.
Are you happy with the work your attorneys have done for you on this case?
Yes, sir.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it, revokes and terminates probation, $100 cost of prosecution, $150 PD fee, and money to collections.
Thank you, Judge. He did some community service hours to pay off some of the court costs. Does the clerk need a copy of those hours to offset? Okay, you've got that copy. Take that to them so they can clear that up,
All right,
okay?
thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Judge.
Mr. Powell, did you have a case?
I do, Judge.
All right.
Good morning. Bo Powell for Rebecca Jane Thomas, 22 CF 1415. Before the court on a violation of probation, states and probation are recommending to revoke and dismiss it, I believe.
That's correct, Your Honor. I've spoken with probation, and the recommendation is to dismiss the violation and revoke and terminate.
Where's she at?
She was here, Judge.
Right back there?
Oh, she's...
You have any objection to your probation being revoked and terminated?
That's not her.
That's not her?
This,
Where is she?
she was here. She spoke to probation.
All right, revoke and terminate. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, she anticipated me ruling favorably, so,
Just didn't want to wait around for it, I'm afraid.
okay.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
And, Your Honor, the lady that just stood up in the back, her name is Idasia Scott. She is case number 21 CF 232. And, Your Honor, the state is also doing the same. We're recommending to dismiss the violation of probation, revoke and terminate.
All right, Ms. Scott, they're going to do the same with you, Rick. They're going to dismiss the violation of probation, revoke and terminate. Any problem with that? Okay, thank you, good. Stay out of trouble.
Your Honor, here is Ms. Thomas. She is here. The one you just sent us.
We revoked and terminated, so you're done. Your probation. Thank you. You got others?
Not out and not before me that I'm aware of, Judge. I'm just here waiting on Mr. Connect. Judge, this is Ethan Connect. He's got 3 cases on the docket this morning. He's got another case we haven't been appointed on, scheduled for arraignment this afternoon. The cases that we have are 4622 CF 947, 22 CF 2954, 22 CF 3113. Judge, I anticipate the court will be appointing us this afternoon on the new law violation. I'll ask that these VOP cases just track with that one.
All right. We'll do that. You want to just arraign him now on a new charge?
Judge, I'm fine with that. If the court wants to go ahead and arraign him and appoint us, or appoint us and I'll arraign him.
Let me find him on the docket if I can.
Yeah, that way you wouldn't have to come back at 1:30.
It's Ethan Cole Connect, correct?
Yes, sir.
Charged with fleeing police and resisting an officer without violence, a third-degree felony and a first-degree misdemeanor. You want me to appoint a public defender to represent you on that? You plan on pleading not guilty?
Yes, sir. Plea of not guilty, 15 days pre-arraignment motions, demand trial by jury.
All right, we'll set him for, what date are these cases being set on arraignment? October 30th, okay?
Thank you,
If you can
Judge.
get it resolved, move it on up.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
thank you.
Love you all.
All right, Mr. Connect. Okay.
I'm at it.
Judge, this is Harvey Langley III. We've got a negotiated plea in this case.
Okay.
Possession of controlled substance and tampering with evidence.
You're Harvey Langley III.
Yes, sir.
Would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give before this court's the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
And this is State of Florida versus Harvey Langley III, 23 CF 710.
Yes, sir.
Pardon? You can put your hand down. You want to admit that you violated probation?
Yes, sir.
Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
Yes.
You understand the rights you're waiving by entering this admission?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this admission?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, did anybody force you?
Oh, no.
Threaten you in any way?
No, no.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevents you from knowing what you're doing here today? Are you
Are
happy?
you taking any drugs or alcohol or anything like that that's affecting your ability to understand things?
No.
Are you happy with the work Mr. Williams has done on your case for you?
I'm hearing.
Are you happy with the work that I've done on the case for you?
I'm happy with it, yes.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Excuse me, revoke and terminate probation. Judge guilty, 6 months. County jail with credit for time served. $100 cost of prosecution, $50 PD app fee, $100 PD fee, adjudicated guilty. And is that concurrent jail time?
Yeah, on each count, yes, Judge.
Concurrent jail time on each count.
And it would be revoke and terminate probation as well.
Right, revoke and terminate probation. Thank you.
All right, sir, take care.
Okay, you too.
Your Honor, the outstanding monies to collection.
Yes, outstanding monies to collections.
Judge, this is Vicente Martinez, 22 CF 1379. He's here for a competency hearing. We had originally had him evaluated. He was determined to be incompetent by Dr. Zeman. The state had Randy McDonald, Dr. McDonald evaluating. Dr. McDonald is of the opinion that he is competent. I have copies of both evaluations I can provide the court. I don't know if the court's going to want to appoint a third evaluator or if the court's going to want to review.
What does the state say?
Well, the state's of the opinion that he's competent, but if Mr. Williams believes there needs to be a tiebreaker and doesn't want to stipulate to that, then I believe we would probably need to appoint another doctor for the
I think
third
probably we need to
evaluation.
do that then.
I have no objection to that, to a third appointed.
Well, hang on. I will tell the court, he wants me to stipulate that he's competent. I will say this, in my dealings with him last night, he seemed better than in my previous dealings with him when we originally had him evaluated.
Is he facing prison time, or?
Oh, yes.
Yes, Judge.
I think I want him brought back this afternoon.
All right, Judge.
I want to look at the chance to read these. I don't want to just accept his stipulation on that, and I might very well, but I might want him pointed third. If he's looking at substantial prison time, we want to make sure we're correct on that competency.
I agree,
Okay?
Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Judge, this is Hobart Newell. The basis for Mr. Newell's, case number is 22 CF 716. The basis for Mr. Newell's violation of probation is a DUI and DWLS case that's currently in county court. That case is scheduled to go back before the judge on September 11th. I'd like to pass the case and see what happens there.
No objection.
All right. What, you want to put it on September 26th?
Judge,
Miscellaneous?
that's fine.
Okay. You might win there, and that might have a big influence on this case, okay?
Sir, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Judge, I believe that those are all the cases that I have.
All right, thank you. John, how many more we got back there?
81, really?
That's it?
Your Honor, there is someone out here in the audience. I did not see him on the docket. I did talk to the clerk during the break, and she is aware. If you want to come up, this is David Scott Stanley, 20 CF 2243. His community control officer, I guess, had requested that the court modify his community control. His original sentence, he was supposed to complete Phoenix House, and that has not been done. He has applied and been accepted to Keaton, and he is supposed to turn himself in later today if the court is so inclined. And I do believe prosecution is in agreement with the modification.
Yes, Your Honor. Probation's actually provided the court with an order of modification of probation. So if Mr. Stanley would just be placed under oath and agree that he's in agreement with this stipulation, we're basically just substituting Phoenix House for Keaton. Just like in the original plea agreement, he couldn't leave the Phoenix House, he can't leave Keaton. And he must report today, which is his understanding as well. However, probation has informed me that there will not be a violation as long as he turns himself in by Tuesday at noon, but Keaton is expecting him today, so we'd like the court to order him today. There is a bed available today, and Mr. Stanley's indicated he will get there today.
What's his name again?
His name is David Scott Stanley.
Mr. Stanley, would you raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for his course of truth, so help you God? You want your probation modified to be Keaton? Is that correct? You turn yourself in today?
We could do it Tuesday, it'd be great.
Your Honor, he misrepresented the court last time he was here. He said he could, hold on. He said he could go to Phoenix House. He'd been accepted at Phoenix House, and he was going to be there within one day. He didn't, and he hadn't.
Mine was modified.
Hold on. And he hadn't. We checked with Phoenix House. He was never accepted at Phoenix House.
I got emails and communication.
Now he wants to change it to Keaton, and that's fine. That's fine with us. If he changes it to Keaton, we just need a drop-dead date of when he needs to be there. Today by 5 would be great, but I don't know that
Phoenix House said he had been.
if he's got a bed at Keaton. I hadn't talked to him. He said he did.
Between my probation officer.
His probation officer out of Walton County did indicate that he had been accepted into Keaton, and they were expecting him today.
Okay, you got to turn yourself in today.
5 o'clock
5
today.
o'clock?
Yeah,
And I do have an order, Your Honor. if I may.
thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, good. So good.
Okay. Thank you. We have other people with cases here today?
I believe Mr. Jason Lee Christmas is unrepresented.
Christmas?
Yes, sir.
Come on up.
Your Honor, his case number is 21-1987. It's a violation of probation. It's my understanding the underlying misdemeanor has been dismissed. Therefore, Your Honor, the state will withdraw the VOP and ask that he be reinstated to all original terms and conditions.
All right, I'll do that. You're reinstated to all original terms and conditions of your probation, okay?
Thanks, sir. Your Honor, I would like to note that I did go get everything taken care of, got my license back, the whole reason for the VOP, so I'm
All
working
right,
on that.
the one additional term of probation is you don't get in trouble anymore.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Christmas.
Your Honor, if we can recall. Mr. Lovely, I handle this.
Your Honor, we had asked earlier if you could just continue this for 2 months. We got some more information from his officer. He's on for a felony, not a misdemeanor. So the state had agreed. The state had agreed to revoke him and put him on for a year and into auto time whenever he finished everything.
Because, Your Honor, we believe that 2 months are not going to be enough for him to complete the requirements, to give him more time. As soon as he gets done, he can automatically early terminate.
So you want to modify it to whenever he gets his terms completed, it's terminated?
Revoke and start a new one because he's past term on this one.
Oh.
We need to start a new term of 1 year with automatic early termination once he completes.
We'll revoke and terminate, put you on probation for a year with early termination when you complete your, what was it? DUI school?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, get that done.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, I'd like to address one that I have this afternoon, Mr. Thomas and Tillman.
Tillman?
Since he's a maximum security inmate judge, we had a sentencing hearing set this afternoon. I had filed a motion to continue yesterday. We're still waiting on a mitigation evaluation from Dr. McDonald. We may also have some issues with the PSI, according to Ms. Sandler, that we may have to address as well. I had requested to move his case to either September 26th or October 5th. Transport, or the detention is asking if we need to bring him this afternoon since we're doing a motion to continue at this time.
Your Honor, Mr. Tillman was on the docket for both Ms. Sandler's case and my case. I have spoken with Ms. Sandler. Neither one of us has an objection to the continuance request, and we've also spoken with probation about the concern with the PSI, so that'll be handled.
All
We
right,
have no
well,
objection.
is there going to be an amended PSI? Because I've read it.
I believe Your Honor had requested the PSI. I have no objection to an amended PSI if necessary, if the court wants one.
All right, well,
Your Honor, I think we're just going to amend the recommendation.
give me an amended one then.
We recommended 20 years. We didn't realize that there was a minimum mandatory of 25.
Well, I was going to bring all that up anyway, because it seemed a little bit inconsistent, but give me an amended one, okay?
We'll amend that recommendation and send it
Okay.
to you, Your Honor.
I thought maybe it was a Scribner's error or something, but I don't know. Okay, we'll get it straightened out, and we'll continue him to when did you want it?
Either September 26th or October 5th works for me, Judge. It's up to the court.
October 5th.
Very well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you.
And what else we got today?
I think that's everything for the morning for me, Judge.
Anybody else? Anything else?
Mr. Foley? Oh.
We got one other guy out here, Your Honor. Foley is his last name?
Mr. Foley?
He's got a ring this afternoon, Judge.
And you want to arraign him now since he's here?
We may have an agreement if I got just a minute.
Okay.
Judge, we do have an agreement. I just need him to sign it.
All right. Mr. Foley, what's your full name?
Nicholas Foley?
Nicholas Foley, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give forth is the course of truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. Are y'all working on these cases you have announced for trial?
We've been working on them.
Y'all working on them? Making sure that you get them resolved, I hope?
Yes, sir.
She's willing to do it again.
Mr. Nielsen objects to working them out.
Let him go to trial.
Right?
Put him in trial. You ought to be familiar with the courtroom by now.
Right?
We'll promote you to sit you up here somewhere.
Just need you to sign right there, please.
All right.
And today's date, today's last. Your Honor, if I may approach.
All right, this is State of Florida versus Nicholas Lee Foley, 23 CF 1628. You want to enter a no contest plea to possession of paraphernalia, a first-degree misdemeanor, and the state's going to drop count 1, the felony, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's what you want to do, Mr. Foley?
Yes.
Okay. Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
Yes.
Are you aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes.
Anyone force you or threaten you to enter this plea?
No.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No.
Are you happy with the work Mr. Gibbs has done for you on your case?
Yes.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it, adjudicates you guilty. State's going to dismiss count 1, correct?
Yes.
All right, count 2, you're sentenced to credit for time served, $50 cost of prosecution, $220 court costs, $100 PD fee due within 180 days or to collections, and no probation, and that's it.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Okay?
Good luck.
Anything else? All right, we're in recess till 1:30, is it? 1:30?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.